Good afternoon. It is June 3rd, Wednesday, 2021. And it's good to be back on YouTube. I have been trying to figure out what to talk about because the one thing I want to talk about, I can't talk about. But what I can talk about is alcoholism. And I know I can talk about alcoholism because I'm an alcoholic. I have a decent amount of information on this. And it's scriptural. I did a word search in the Bible under, I believe it's drink and wine and stagger and, you know, the things that drunkards do. And I found in Isaiah 48 a verse where he speaks to the drunkards of Ephraim. And I believe that pertains to Manasseh also, because Ephraim and Manasseh are apparently the peoples of Great Britain, the Commonwealth, and America, according to this day's prophetic understanding. So there's a message that needs to go out to America and to the British Commonwealth about drunkenness. In Revelation 14, I think, it'll be right about there. The Bible speaks of fallen is Babylon, who made the world, who made the nations drink of the wine of their wrath, of their fornication. To me, the understanding of that is that America and the Commonwealth have polluted the world with a particular wine that's made the world drunk on abomination, that's made the world drunk. And there's certain characteristics that go along with someone who's drunk. They stagger. Why do they stagger? Because their mind isn't right. Their mind is obscured with alcohol. There's 4 different places where the Bible talks about staggering, and it's under judgment. And he's going to make them stagger. I'm going to put those up here as well. And I can't remember exactly what they are, but the bottom line is that there is going to be a judgment upon America in which people stagger about now as drunken men. And there's a thing called measure for measure, and this is in Matthew 7. And Jesus says, you know, what you mete out, what you give out will be given back to you, measure for measure. If you give out mercy, you'll receive mercy. If you give out hatred, you'll receive hatred. If you give out, whatever you give is what you get. You reap what you sow, essentially. And so, measure for measure is how God will repay the wicked. So what have they done? They've made others drunk on greed, on false religion, the spreading of Freemasonry. And I'm sorry if you're a Freemason, but the bottom line is that your temples incorporate idolatry of Egypt, and that idolatry is paramount in the Washington Monument, the 555-foot tall Washington Monument, the largest obelisk, the largest stone building dedicated to Ra, the sun god, because that's what an obelisk is. It is a dedication to Ra, the sun god. The God of the Bible has nothing to do with that. In Ezekiel 20, verse 8, he says, I will cast my fury upon them because they would not give up their idols of Egypt. I've seen Freemason buildings with the cartouche and hold the symbols within the cartouche are supposedly the name of their God. The God of the Bible is not Egyptian. And so unless you come out of her, my people, come out of this system that glorifies a God other than the God of the Bible, he will punish you with drunkenness, with the staggering, who's reeling about as a drunken man. And that punishment is coming. What am I saying? There is going to be another virus. In fact, Bill Gates, I believe, said the next virus, and I'll find that and put that right there. The next virus is going to be worse. Well, I guarantee you it's going to be worse. It's going to leave people staggering like drunken men. It's going to be given measure for measure. So these countries, these nations, this system, this Babylon has made people drunk. God will make them drunk. Their punishment will be to reel about like drunken men. How will he do that? There's a particular illness that's called fulminant hepatic failure. It's also an alcoholism illness called cirrhosis of the liver. When the liver stops functioning, which is what happens in fulminant hepatic failure, when the liver stops functioning, the person becomes jaundice, the other organs start to fail, they get brain edema, and they will end up having encephalopathy, big word. It means they're going to have wet brain. Alcoholics have wet brain. So what God is going to do is he's going to give these people in these nations a serious case of wet brain, and they will stagger about. Have you seen The Walking Dead? Have you seen what they look like? The zombie apocalypse, I Am Legend with Will Smith, World War Z, all these zombie movies, they're walking around. What are zombies? Zombies are people that are still alive but not in control of their own brain. That's what wet brain is for an alcoholic. That's what fulminant hepatic failure creates in a person. If everybody gets fulminant hepatic failure as a judgment from God, you will see millions and millions of people wandering about like zombies. Excuse me, I got some gnats out here that are bugging me. And so that is God's judgment. He said it's his judgment. He says he's going to give it measure for measure. So if the nations, if Babylon has made the nations drunk, then God will make Babylon drunk, and she will stagger about like a drunken man. And there's a particular way to make this happen, and I see it, but I can't talk about it. But I see it. And so the next pandemic, the next virus, will be a virus, I believe, similar to that, because that's what the Word of God says. So he says he's going to make them drunk, but not on wine, which means it won't be an alcohol-induced encephalopathy. It'll be something else, but it won't be wine. So how he does that, that's between him and the people who are, that are accomplishing his will in the negative sense, that they're working for Lucifer. I'll leave that up to everybody else to figure out. But it will come, and it will have these particular symptoms according to the Bible. Men will stagger about like drunken men. They'll be drunk but not on wine. The zombie apocalypses will come true according to the Bible. That's a prophecy. This is a religious talk, strictly a religious talk, using religious freedom and the freedom of free speech. Now, whether or not this crosses the line for anybody over there, I don't believe I've crossed any lines. So we'll just leave it at that. And, I could use your help. I am, I don't ask very often for what I need, but I do have some needs that need to be met. So if you have the ability to give financially, I would definitely accept that, and I would be thankful for it. And you can do that. I'm not going to leave a link here. I would prefer that you come over to my channel, come over to my website and use the link at the website. I don't want to have YouTube be the place for this. I'd rather you come see my website. Number one, there's a lot to see over there. I think it'd be a great idea if you did come by and see. And use that link, because there's not only is there that link, there's other things that you might want to interest yourself in. And of course, I'll probably post this video over there, and and other understandings that I have that I've come to realize. But that's the video for today. Again, if you have it and you can part with it, I could use it. So God bless, take care. There will be more, there certainly will be more at my website, as if I haven't pointed that out abundantly here. And I hope that you would go there to see what it is I do have there. God bless, take care. Thank you so much.